Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we have a little bit more of the PlayStation 5 Pro and Nintendo Switch Pro news coming out together for some brand new leaks coming out for some pretty prominent leakers. We also have some pretty big brand new expansion news and updates when it comes to some really big PlayStation devs, some more Destiny 3 talk, some brand new, even more PlayStation event talk, and a few other little various things too as well, kind of little updates from all the stories going on throughout this weekend. So if you guys will stay tuned or likes and enjoy, and as well, make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on if you guys would like to. Leave a like and your thoughts and comments down below the video. Of course, we have the Twitter and Twitch down below, and all the Amazon links to get your consoles up on sale too as well. I think that date seal and promotion still going on for a bit longer, and let's dive into the video itself. So as I've mentioned, we have a little bit more brand new news when it comes to the PlayStation 5 Pro and Nintendo Switch. Whereas we've kind of been watching the news and updates, more and more kind of subtle leaks and subtle kind of updates are coming out when it comes to other folks. We've also been kind of waiting to see if there is going to be a massive brand new big PlayStation event, more so like a bigger than state of play, like proper PlayStation update for future games, future everything, future hardware, etc. And a lot of folks are kind of just basically waiting for that to go and see if a lot of big announcements will be updated and kind of pushed for them. But as of right now, just a little bit more of an extra bonus, we do have the nice little fancy space shirt out over here when it comes to all my good old little green screen. Once again, like, it's just this point, it's just style, you know, just gotta roll with it. It's just spacey, whatever. But basically, the PlayStation 5 Pro and new Nintendo Switch is tipped now to share the same launch window. Now, once again, a lot of these things are still kind of the rumored size until something's pretty much fully confirmed, but the PlayStation 5 Pro and new Nintendo Switch are now basically hopefully be launching around the same time. The latest rumor claims both game makers are aiming to hit shelves around now at the same exact time. So in a 1-2 punch for their wallet, the rumor has that Sony's PlayStation 5 Pro and a revamped Nintendo Switch console will be sharing a similar launch window. Noted leaker Sega Mega 99 claims in a rather cryptic tweet that both consoles will release soon without specifying exactly when that may be. Now, a lot of folks are kind of just expecting this, whether it's the PlayStation 5 Slim without the hard drive, a PlayStation 5 Pro to be announced and also be in the works, etc., like a mid-console refresher, which I still think is maybe like another at least year away or so. But the Switch Pro, Switch 2, etc., is definitely leaning towards sooner than later. So basically, for this one, that's apparently based on intel now from apparently a wholesale retailer source. So instead of just like from like Sony or Nintendo themselves, maybe something like a Walmart, Target, GameStop internal specifications, or as well just from like a business contractor leak that is basically saying that this might be coming out sooner rather than later. Who said that Sony and Nintendo are manufacturing large quantities of both consoles for wholesalers, presumably to reach the market around the same time. So a big thing to kind of know. We actually have seen a lot of leaks when it comes to big things such as factory workers, OLED screen workers. Like basically the Switch OLED was very predominantly leaked because we saw huge, massive influxes of orders from Nintendo to have OLED screens. Although on the prior Switch OLED, a lot of folks were assuming that was going to be the next generation Switch, like the Switch Pro, Switch 2, Super Switch, what do you guys want to go call it? And that was basically where the leaks came from. So those leaks were all true because the Switch OLED did come out and it was an OLED version. Just people were also expecting more upgrades regardless of just having the hardware being the same. So those claims emerged shortly after now a leak from Insider Gaming revealed Sony is actively developing a PS5 Pro for the 2024 release window. The Pro would be a mid-life cycle refresh to the base PlayStation 5 Pro, is what it's going to be, with boosted visuals, so basically slightly better GPU, better performance, so maybe a slightly more updated SSD, maybe a bigger SSD, or as well, maybe a slightly better MOBO and CPU, just to make everything a little bit more slightly better as well. Maybe push a bit more on the 4K, or also have a PlayStation VR 2 focus to make sure the PlayStation VR 2 is running as well as it can. And as well, based on the Switch leaks too, a previous leak is also suggesting that a new Switch model will launch alongside with the upcoming Pokemon Scarlet and Violet DLCs, currently on the calendar for winter 2023. So that's a little bit more on the intriguing side for me too, mainly because I was originally thinking the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet main base game would have been the game that got the promotion. The game was very big, open world, and did actually have quite a bit of frame issues and frame lag for folks trying to play the game. It was still a good experience, but for a mainstead game like a Pokemon, Mario, or Zelda, we probably would have expected something with it. Now, a lot of folks are also scratching out a brand new console with the Zelda, because obviously it's coming out very soon, so they probably would have announced it, talked about it, or released it to hype it up alongside the same game. So unless they have a random Mario game that's been in the works. It has been quite a long time since Mario Odyssey, or as well, they do want to maybe correspond it with the Pokemon Scarlet DLCs. We will maybe not be corresponding any of these game releases for the Super Switch, Switch Pro, or whatever, but a lot of folks have been also rumoring that it's coming sooner rather than later. You guys can trust me, I'm living in space right now. So rumors about the PlayStation 5 Pro and new Switch consoles have circulated for years now, so it's important to take this all with a grain of salt too on top of that, which I do also agree to. We've been covering up the news and seeing the stuff. It's one of those things that's basically meant to be sooner rather than later. And at some point, the Switch is going to have to update. That's just how consoles work. They've made so many other various ones, Wii to Wii U to the Switch. There's same thing too as well at the N64 to GameCube. Every few years, they do update, and it's been very, very long time. And I do kind of think they're going to probably do more of a mid-gen buffer rather than a Switch 2. So they also say Sega Mega 99 refers to the Nintendo Switch Pro as opposed to the rumored Nintendo Switch 2. This adds fuel to the rumors that Mario Maker's next console may also be a mid-life cycle refresh, running upgraded tech in the same vein as a Nintendo Switch OLED, rather than a true successor. Rumors that, it's important to note, Nintendo has repeatedly denied. And it's kind of a good true point too, because it's been 6 years. So basically, Nintendo Switch console has been 6 years old, and has been for a while, and basically a lot of their colleagues, and myself included, Twitch streamers, everyone else, YouTubers, kind of think that it's overdue for an update. Now, one of the bigger things also to kind of go note to as well, is when it comes to consoles, is that sometimes it's better to keep the same name. We kind of learned this with the Wii to Wii U. We're sometimes going Switch to Switch Pro. It's a little bit easier for parents, older folks, or just general folks to understand. Be like, okay, it makes sense. Like, my console's getting older. If I want to play these cool Nintendo-based first-party games, I need to have a slightly better update myself. So I think a lot of folks are getting used to this. Same with the PS5 Pro. Although I do kind of still think the PS5 Pro, even for a 2024 release, is still like kind of still early. Mainly because the stock has only just been kind of justifying over here, been normal as of now. So I kind of want to hear all your thoughts and comments. But once again, we are seeing Switch Pro news, more PS5 Pro news, the brand new PS5 Slim. We just have to keep on waiting for this next upcoming PlayStation event to make sure everything kind of goes out good. Also, once again, I have no idea how to ever go and adjust up this camera. We probably have to go buy more lights. I've been kind of trinking around with it a little bit on the side. So some other little big things to kind of note is that we are still seeing, once again, just updates for a lot of stuff. We're number one. If you guys have missed it, there's been a lot of really big Destiny 2 drama, and they've been pushing for Destiny 3. We've been seeing even more and more folks coming out since our video yesterday, and people just discussing it, just the general topics. Destiny is just overdue, and a lot of folks are now pushing, once again, that brand new game engines, trying to go once again push for this next cycle and upgrades of games, and on top of that too, Destiny and Bungie to listen to the community and expand out all these really big game-breaking issues, such as server issues, basically storage issues, and everything else, and they have to be addressed and talked about. And right now, it doesn't seem like there's been any major big updates and changes for it, but once again, those viral tweets are pushing a lot more pressure into Bungie to make these games all come out and be proper. As well, we keep on seeing the same thing when it comes to the Burning Shores DLC, which we actually covered not too long ago, where the Burning Shores DLC has been getting review bombed still. And ever since we made that video as of yesterday, the review scores have gone down even more, to the point where it's almost disappointing to go and see how just getting eaten like a dog. It's going crazy. I mean, it's just due to like the sexuality of the main character, which we kind of talked about a little bit in depth. I always say as long as it's like not too forced and like the plot and story is still good, I don't really mind it. But a lot of folks are not happy with the vibe. A lot of folks are kind of assuming things are not good. A lot of folks are just saying like, hey, we need a better game. Like, if you want to have representation for it, make it good, make the plot good, make the story good. And people have still been, since then, continuing to hate on Sony, and they want to keep on review bombing up over here. And apparently it also has happened to in the original Horizon games and the prior Horizon games, where just people are kind of just waiting for it to go and see. And it's kind of been disappointing too, because I think the game has been overall okay. Like, I haven't been fully in love with it. I haven't been like, it's not the best game ever, whatever, you just want to go and say it. But like, it's still a good game. Like, people still put an effort for it. Like, you could go and tell that they actually put some passion into it. And that's why I think something like the Destiny 3 still getting trended and people hating on the game and wanting more updates. I hope a lot of these things come from like the heart, where a lot of folks just want the games to be better. They want the gaming community to be good. They want to enjoy the games they already enjoyed, rather than more of a place of hate. Because, I mean, we're coming to all these types of leaks and games and people getting more involved in games. I love it. I think it's dope. But at the same time, like, we still have to go and respect the devs that are working hard and making sure everything's fine. Now, like I said, I don't want to like turn to a woke guy or anything like that, but it's just kind of sad to go and see how hardcore some of these problems are still going. Like, after multiple days and then kind of like removing these like kind of hate reviews, it kind of seems like those things are not being fixed and issues are still popping on up as well. Some kind of cool little updates, though. We do actually see Insomniac actually had a huge, massive update when it comes to their games, too, where apparently actually did go push over 500 employees, have gone on huge hiring sprees, and they're also still trying to go and expand out their actual games. They're trying to make sure everything's all good, rolling good, and vibing good. So they give a major props to Insomniac Games. And as well, on the same topic of these big PlayStation events, actually might actually see a Mortal Kombat also be announced too as well during the May PlayStation Showcase, where we keep on waiting for this upcoming event to happen at some point in the next few weeks or so. And especially with Street Fighter as well doing their demo, we might be on the age of big fighting games, maybe if Tekken also kind of makes their mark as well. So give me your thoughts and comments down below, especially on the big leaks as well. Make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on. We have the Twitter and Twitch room down below if you want to follow. Also have all the Amazon links too for the consoles, and I appreciate y'all so much for watching here in the first place.